Some movie characters are arrogant, cruel, even downright despicable. And yet, we can't take our eyes off them. We hate them, yes, but secretly, we admire them. They say what we never dare to say. They act on impulses we spend a lifetime suppressing. They make moral chaos look cinematic. So today, we're diving into 20 unforgettable movie characters we absolutely love to hate. Stick around till the end, because the last one might just be the most dangerously charming of them all.
Oh God, this is like a nightmare.
Jack Nicholson as Melvin Udall in As Good as It Gets, 1997. Melvin is the kind of man who turns cruelty into punctuation. Every sentence ends with an insult. He's obsessive, rude, and allergic to kindness. And yet, Nicholson plays him with such neurotic precision that we glimpse the man behind the monster. A prisoner of his own routines, terrified of the world he mocks. By the end, when he awkwardly tries to love someone, we almost forgive him. Almost.
You make me want to be a better man.
John Wayne as Ethan Edwards in The Searchers, 1956. Ethan is a man consumed by hatred for his enemies, his family, and maybe himself. In John Ford's hands, he becomes the great American contradiction, a man capable of both heroic courage and unspeakable cruelty. Wayne's performance is pure magnetism, rigid, tormented, fascinatingly ugly. He's not the cowboy we want to be. He's the one history made us hide. Eli Wallach as Tuco in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966. Tuco is a liar, a thief, and a survivor. The comic relief who somehow steals the movie. He's part clown, part philosopher, and entirely self-interested. Wallach makes him so human, so shamelessly alive, that Clint Eastwood's stoic cool starts to feel boring by comparison. Tuco is proof that sin can be entertaining and strangely endearing. Clint Eastwood as Walt Kowalski in the movie Gran Torino, 2008. Walt is a relic, the last man on his block who still thinks toughness is a moral code. He's angry at everything. Immigrants, teenagers, the modern world. But beneath the bitterness is a man who just doesn't know how to belong anymore. Eastwood plays him like an echo of his own screen legacy. The cowboy who outlived the frontier, now pointing his gun at his own obsolescence. Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver, 1976. Travis is loneliness turned radioactive. A man so alienated he begins to believe violence will make him pure. Scorsese films him like a fever dream. The city reflected in his eyes until it becomes indistinguishable from his madness. We shouldn't sympathize, but when he says, "Someday a real rain will come," we understand that what he really wants is cleansing, not of others, but of himself. Malcolm McDowell as Alex DeLarge in A Clockwork Orange, 1971. Alex commits unspeakable acts, but he does it with musical rhythm and mischievous glee. Kubrick dares us to confront the seductive side of evil, the charm, the wit, the control. McDowell's performance is pure electricity. We hate him, but his intelligence keeps pulling us in. He's the devil rewritten as a pop icon. Al Pacino as Tony Montana in Scarface, 1983. Tony Montana is what happens when the American dream develops a cocaine addiction. He climbs from nothing to everything and destroys it all in a blaze of excess. Pacino turns every line into myth, every rage into theater. He's not just bad, he's operatically bad. Watching him snort his way through empire and ego feels like witnessing greed evolve into performance art. Daniel Day-Lewis as Daniel Plainview in There Will Be Blood, 2007. Plainview is capitalism in human form. Ruthless, brilliant, lonely. Day-Lewis gives him the gravity of a Shakespearean tyrant. Every word drips with contempt. Every silence echoes with ambition. He builds empires but can't build relationships. When he finally screams, I drink your milkshake. It's not madness. It's confession.
I drink it up!
Don't bully me, Daniel!
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. He's a cannibal, and somehow the classiest man in the room. Hopkins plays Lecter as if he's tasting fine wine with every line. He terrifies not by shouting, but by listening. And that's the trick. His power is intellectual seduction. He eats people, but he also makes dinner conversations sound like philosophy. Christoph Waltz as Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastard, 2009. Landa is linguistic charm weaponized. He smiles, flatters, apologizes, all while hunting you like prey. Tarantino's script gives him rhythm, but Waltz gives him music. Every word is a performance, every smile a blade. When he finally reveals his true nature, we realize we've been applauding our own manipulation. Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight, 2008. No plan, no motive, just chaos and makeup. Ledger's Joker doesn't want money or revenge. He wants to prove the world is as insane as he is. And in a way, he succeeds. His every gesture, the twitch, the laugh, the way he licks his scars, feels improvised by anarchy itself. He's not just a villain. He's entropy wearing a purple suit. Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber in Die Hard, 1988. The thief who quotes literature and steals hearts. Rickman plays Gruber like a Bond villain who accidentally wandered into an action movie and decided to class up the place. He's too intelligent for his own genre, and we adore him for it. When he falls off Nakatomi Plaza, it feels less like justice and more like tragedy. Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes in Misery, 1990. Annie is the patron saint of toxic fandom. She's nurturing one moment, homicidal the next. A woman whose devotion curdles into possession. Bates plays her not as a monster, but as a believer. Someone who can't separate love from control. And that's what makes her so terrifying and weirdly relatable in the age of social media obsession. Denzel Washington as Alonzo Harris in Training Day, 2001. Alonzo doesn't just bend the law, he performs it. He's a preacher, a hustler, and a wolf in a badge. Denzel makes him irresistibly magnetic, the kind of man who makes corruption look like confidence. Every scene feels like a sermon on power, intoxicating, brilliant, and doomed. Michael Douglas as Gordon Gekko in Wall Street, 1987. He didn't invent greed, he branded it. Gekko's slick suits and colder logic turned him into the mascot of 1980s capitalism. Douglas plays him with the charisma of a snake oil messiah, selling sin as strategy. His line, "Greed is good," was meant as irony. America took it as gospel. Jake Gyllenhaal as Lou Bloom in Nightcrawler, 2014. Lou is what happens when ambition loses empathy. He's a self-help book turned serial manipulator, learning success through exploitation. Gyllenhaal's eyes never blink. He's a shark, swimming through the moral void of late-night news. He's not chasing fame, he's chasing footage. And the camera loves him, the way capitalism loves productivity, no matter the cost. Glenn Close as Alex Forrest in Fatal Attraction, 1987. Alex is not just the crazy ex. She's the embodiment of female rage denied dignity. Close gives her vulnerability beneath the madness. She's not evil. She's human and hurting, and that's what unsettled audiences most. She wanted love, not destruction, but the film and society only offered her hysteria. Rosamund Pike as Amy Dunn in Gone Girl, 2014. Amy is the perfect modern villain. Intelligent, composed, and several steps ahead of everyone. She turns manipulation into art, media into theater. Pike plays her with eerie calm, the kind that makes you wonder if she's the villain or simply the only honest person in a world built on lies. Meryl Streep as Miranda Priestly in The Devil Wears Prada, 2006. She doesn't yell. She doesn't need to. Streep turns silence into power. Miranda is terrifying because she's competent, the high priestess of precision in a world that worships chaos. She's cruel, yes, but only to those who can't keep up. You leave the movie realizing she's not the villain, she's the standard. Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. Jordan is the Pied Piper of excess. He sells greed as gospel and debauchery as lifestyle branding. Scorsese frames him not as a villain, but as an entertainer, and we, the audience, are his enablers. DiCaprio plays him with such gleeful abandon that disgust turns into laughter and laughter into complicity. He's not just a man, he's a mirror, and we don't always like what we see. And that's the paradox, isn't it? The characters we love to hate show us who we really are, flawed, curious, drawn to the darkness as much as the light. That's the magic of cinema. It lets us explore the worst in people safely, beautifully, on screen. So, which one do you secretly love, even though you know you shouldn't? Tell me in the comments. I'm genuinely curious which villain wins this one. If you enjoyed this journey through the beautiful chaos of film, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Mr. Smithee Goes to the Movies, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Because here, we celebrate everything about cinema. The art, the craft, the legends, and the little details that keep us coming back to the darkened theater.